One of the defining moments in American culture came in 1947 when Jackie Robinson first suited up for the Dodgers, breaking baseball's color barrier. But right here in Central PA, months before that, Penn State football made history in a story that often goes untold. The 1946 Penn State football team has a seldom talked about moment in history.
It ranks right up there with some of the most important.
When a game against the University of Miami forced the team to take a stand. See, Penn State had two black players, Denny Hoggard and Wally Triplett, and they were not welcome everywhere.
My understanding of the story first started with his acceptance and then the refusal from Miami to attend school.
Triplett grew up outside Philadelphia and was initially recruited to play football at Miami. But when they learned he was black, they revoked his offer.
Wally knew right away when he saw it he came for preseason practice, he sees on the schedule and he says, we're not going there because I was offered a scholarship there and turned them down. They're racist. They won't let us play there.
And he was right. Miami would only host the Nittany Lions if Hoggard and Triplett stayed in Happy Valley.
They said, we're going to vote. We're going to start voting. And eventually, in the course of the conversation, they made it unanimous.
In an unprecedented decision, Penn State united and agreed to not go to Florida.
If you think about what it took for people who didn't look like him to stand up for him in that time and in that climate, I think that's really, the gift of that particular team.
Penn State's decision set a precedent. Weeks later, the Nittany Lions turned down their invite to go to the Orange Bowl, and in the following year, they were invited to the Cotton Bowl to play unbeaten SMU.
And this is a moment in our bowl history. It's not something that reflects, at that time, the best on the Cotton Bowl, because it was Penn State that said, we want to do what people in the South don't want us to do.
Penn State didn't hold a vote this time. They'd already chosen to unite. The Cotton Bowl caved, and that year it became just the second integrated game in the South. Wally Triplett scored a touchdown in the 13-13 tie.
We all grew from that moment. Everyone around it that experienced that game, Penn State, SMU, college football, we all grew from that moment.
In a time and place where black and white kids still couldn't share a school in Texas, that day they shared a football field. And over the next 10 or so years, the Bulls would repeal their policies against black athletes. But the world around it was still very much at odds. But football fields like this one, they became a place for unity.
Sports was a place where life got integrated quicker than other aspects of life, because when it got down to it, kids wanted to play with kids that wanted to play.
And nobody embodied that more than the 46 team.
He had always, wanted people to understand the story and not just to give him any kind of credit, but I really think to credit the team and their moment in history and their commitment to each other in Penn State. And so I think that was, a very defining moment for him, to be able to know that people understood the legacy of his team, and that will be there, long after we're all gone.
We've got more stories like this for you Sunday morning when WTAJ recognizes black culture with our Honoring Black History, a 30-minute special. You can join Alyssa Royster Sunday morning at 11:30 only on WTAJ. The boys